Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy. And before I get into this, just want to say I'm trying some new recording settings here. I am aware that for the past couple months, my videos have been slightly grainy, and that's because Magic Online cannot actually scale to the size of my monitor, which means I have to put my monitor at 125% zoom, and that's where the graininess comes from. Like you can see right now, I have my monitor set to its native settings right now, and this is as big as the cards can get. My card swiper is as big as it can go on Magic Online, including with the sideboard. This is as big as these cards can get on the screen. However, they should be clear and readable, at least when I zoom in on them, if they're not too small to read in the first place. Basically, I'm in kind of a squeeze of, do I want my cards to be visible on a smaller screen, but slightly grainy, or clear, but too small to read even though they're clear? It's a work in progress, but I am going to try recording at the native settings for the monitor for today, and you can all let me know if this is much better, much worse, or whatever. Thanks for working with me on this. Anyway, I've got Boros Painter here from Patreon subscriber CMAC, and Boros Painter is kind of a revelation in Legacy deck building. Going into Eternal Weekend, everyone knew Painter was good. The numbers from Eternal Weekend made Painter very good. It was one of the top 5 decks at all 3 Eternal Weekends, which surprised me. Like, I knew the deck was good, but I didn't think it would just be as played as it was, and I didn't know it would win as much as it did. But even more than that, everyone was talking about Rakdos Painter for Eternal Weekend, because it's like, Chaos Defiler, that's not on Magic Online, but it exists in paper, it's a big deal. And then the Painter community seemed to just tap in all at once into figuring out that white's just better than black anyway. You get actual removal in the form of Swords to Plowshares. You're not reliant on Pyroblast or weird stuff like a Chaos Defiler to remove problematic creatures. If you're not getting run over early by stuff like Delver, then it's much easier to kick in all your engines, your Fables, your Welders, your Engineers, your Sagas. Off you go. Just 4 plow in the main. They're not even messing around with like 2 in the main, 2 in the board. They're just all in the main here. And then, on top of all that, 4th WELDER-LINGAS. Let me tell you, as a control player, trying to manage the Painter Grindstone combo, and the Urza Saga, and the Fable the Mirror Breaker engine, and then also, at any point, they can just tap out for a 4th WELDER-LINGAS Fireball, or just early on take the Monarch. Very easy to protect this with Pyroblast if you have a mana laying around. Just crazy juke out of this deck that already had 3 plans, and now there's 4. It's deeply messed up. And for that reason, CMAC wants to see it in action. I'm excited to try this. Let's jump into it. This is Boros Painter. I'm on the play in round 1, and this is as big as the cards get in my hand. Paid back appreciated. I'm going to keep this. Turn 1 Goblin Welder is pretty dope. Phyrexian Dragon Engine is a, well, engine. So is Fable. I can turn 2 that thing. Keep it. I'm going to fetch a basic, hide my white capabilities for a little while. I'm also going to hide my Lotus Petal. Like, if they duress me, I'm not worried about them taking Lotus Petal. I might be worried about being dead, though. Though if they play a Trinosphere here, I will regret not playing my Lotus Petal. Show and Tell, oh baby. Well, this is terrifying. I guess I have to put in Fable. Like, I can't win with Painter here. Alright, Fable goes in. You trigger Atraxa. Okay, looks like we're getting some blue-green Omni Show kind of business. They kept Brainstorm, Petal, Omniscience, Show and Tell. So I'm going to get Omni'd next turn, if I'm not dead already. Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, well, we suddenly have a chance. I would like to use Fable's ability. I discard the Ensnaring Bridge and the Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Alright, Welder, or Engineer does stuff. Let's see if they want to Force of Will this Lotus Petal, because it does represent Ensnaring Bridge. And I'm going to play this Goblin Engineer. And I will Entomb a Grindstone. Though, does that even beat this deck? It almost certainly has Emrakul in it. But I have Soul Guide Lantern. Alright, yeah, I'll begin the work in that direction. And I'm not going to attack with my Goblin Shaman. In them having a Show and Tell Omniscience in their hand, they can do basically whatever. If their deck has wins available to it that don't go through combat. Or if they have a single bounce spell like a Cunning Wish package or anything. But otherwise, that would have been a pretty sick rip. I'm going to Weld Petal into Ensnaring Bridge before combat. And they didn't do anything with that. If they Show and Tell, I can put in Painter. Wow, really? Your Omniscience line doesn't beat this? Okay, alright. Painter shit. Okay, I have to beat Show and Tell, which apparently my one of Ensnaring Bridge just does by itself. Fury, Magus the Moon, Cast in the Fire, Fairy Macabre, Surgical, Mindbreak Trap. Are any of these cards even good? Is my question. This Pithing Needle can name Sneak Attack. If they are... No, we saw Eureka. I don't think they're a Sneak Attack version. Trinisphere is good against Omniscience, and Swords of Plowshares may or may not have any text in the matchup. Mindbreak Trap, like, if they go Petal, Show and Tell, put in Omniscience, I can trap the first Omniscience spell. And that's not nothing, but it's also not good. But I don't think Swords of Plowshares is the solve here. Fury can at least attack for damage. I can Pyroblast and Atraxa. Alright, I'll try this. Well, I have the Mindbreak Trap. I have Welder into turn 2 Fable again. This is what I want from my life. Keep. Misty Rainforest. Okay, they've slowed their roll a little bit compared to last game, where they just sent it on turn 1. I could turn 1 this Fable. I could also Urza's Saga, get that happening, and then use Petal to cast Goblin Welder. But if I do that, it gives up on the turn 2 Fable, which I think is really important. This is not a deck that's going to wasteland me. I'll just get a plateau here, make them think about stuff. Play out a Petal. And let's see what happens here. They fetched a Trop in the end step and then didn't do anything with it. Okay. Land go again. Alright, they've chosen Stability this time. Pyroblast, probably my best draw in the deck. Fable is in. Welder might as well attack. I can't actually get another artifact into play this turn, no matter what happens. Okay, I mean, we are churning forward, and I have 2 pieces of interaction. Eureka. Well, can't Pyroblast that. I'll put my permanents into play. I can Pyroblast that. And Saga creates a trigger, which means I can Pyroblast the Omniscience before they can cast a Sorcerer Speed spell. This is actually nuts. All right, in response to the Saga trigger, Pyroblast your Omniscience. You've cast 1 spell this turn. How'd we do? Force of Will, that's 2 spells. Okay. Let's see how good their hand is from here. Lorien Revealed. I mean, just gotta counter whatever. Hope that they're out of gas. Brainstorm over the top of Lorien Revealed. They should know right now whether they can keep going or not. Lorien's countered. What's left? Oh, another Lorien. Okay. Now they're just ripping. Seagate Restoration was good for 4 cards. Ponder. It'll be hard to miss from here, though I did make a reasonable fight out of that. Another Ponder. The first Ponder shuffled. Did not shuffle. Okay. Did you find a win con yet? Nope, you found a Preordain. Top bottomed. They have been keeping cards. Impulse. Still looking. Atraxa, alright. Can this find a win? It finds Lorien Revealed, Force of Will back up, second Atraxa. They can see a bunch more of the deck here, at least. Refired the other Atraxa, just more Atraxas, more Lorien Revealeds. Another Omniscience. I don't see anything yet that would stop me from top decking Ensnaring Bridge and shutting them down again. There's a Grizzlebrand. That's a second creature, and they have 18 life. Okay, that one should be able to see the rest of their deck between the Lorien Revealeds and the Grizzlebrand. If there's a win condition in here. Okay, and they do have Emrakul. Cool. Alright, Nate. That was fun. Should I have Surgical Extractions in my deck just as anything to possibly slow down anything? Like if I Pyroblast a Show and Tell and then extract them, that's a lot of outs gone from their deck. But I do have to get the first one in the graveyard, which this deck's pretty bad at, actually. Yeah, I think I just run it with the same configuration here. Maybe Plow is better than 4th Aerolingus. Or Plow is better than Fury. I mean, Fury hits like a truck, but so does 4th Aerolingus. Fury's not going to kill any of their creatures, though. Okay. I think some number of Plows, like if they do just show and tell and attracts, I don't want to be ice cold to that. Okay, let's go. This hand, not good enough, doesn't do anything. This hand also doesn't do anything. That's a bummer. Not even doesn't do anything for the matchup. 2 hands that literally don't do anything. All right, this one I'll keep. And Saga gets Grindstone. I'm holding Painter. I have to put 2 to the bottom. It's going to be Engineer, and it's risky to put a land to the bottom. But I think it's right. And I think it should be Arid Mesa. Okay. Don't love this, but here we are. If I draw a land, I actually think this hand is solid. Tropical Island. Preordain. I'm not going to fight over that. Bottomed. Oh yeah. Okay. I could just shove 3-ball right now. Or I could wait for them to put it in and think Omniscience is going to be good. But it might not be. Saga, Painter. If they counter the Painter, I'll be bummed. I could have played around it with the Ancient Tomb, but then the Saga's not ticking. There's just... I'm getting squeezed in multiple directions here. Had to make a choice. Okay, I'm going to pick... If I pick blue, they can pitch any card in their deck to Force of Will. If I don't pick blue, I can't Pyroblast. Yeah, I can't Pyroblast a Eureka. I have chosen blue. Brainstorm. But we do know their deck has an Emrakul, so I would need my Soul Guide Lantern before I can Grindstone them. Okay, they're just passing. Cool. Now I can activate my Saga and Pyroblast something. And if they show and tell or Eureka, I have Trinisphere. If it's Eureka, I can put in City of Traders and Trinisphere and actually cast my Pyroblast under the 3-ball. End step, shuffled away their Brainstorm cards. They could have Force of Vigor or all manner of stupid thing that I don't want to play against. I'm going to crank out the constructs here. Grindstone, Mox Opal, Soul Guide Lantern. Having the Grindstone around, I think, is worth doing. And City to activate it. This is because we saw a lot of cards in their deck and only 1 Emrakul among them. And they might have more than 1, but if they do take a line that results in Omniscience Emrakul, then I can grind them out and maybe they only have 1. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Big moves are happening. 5 mana. Wow, just an emergency Lorien revealed. I'm going to let this resolve. And they're just dead to combat. That's so funny. I mean, they're actually at 1 to combat, but I could play the 3-ball. Alright, their deck just hit its fail rate, and I didn't do anything to disrupt them. I just put 11 power in play and hit them twice. We count those. That's what I was talking about in the deck tech, though. Painter has 4 different real game plans, any of which you could build a deck around, and they just do all of them. Just so sweet. Either that, or my opponent just forgot that they can't get Grindstoned, or they drew their Emrakul. I don't know. Whatever. We won. On to the next round. The official BoshNRoll Island Ponder Keep shirt is available exclusively through Coalesce Apparel. This Magic player-owned business is a staple of our community. They keep this channel on the air, and it's my pleasure to partner with them for this product. Coalesce is the best Magic apparel on the market. They have awesome new designs coming out all the time. Use code BoshNRoll to get 10% off your order, only at coalesceapparel.shop. I'm on the draw in round number 2. I am going to keep this hand. Just hope my opponent's a blue deck with this double Pyroblast. Out of luck. A mountain. A dope-ass Tempest Mountain. Great call. These basics speak to me. This is the first large set release after I started playing Magic. I played a lot with this basic mountain, let me tell you. Okay, I found land number 3. That's good for both activating Saga and casting Fable. Let's see what this mountain's doing. Are we burn? Are we a show and tell deck of some kind, like Sneak and Show? Are we just red stompy? Alright. Mind Goblin D's nuts. Here it comes. Hit for 5. I am likely deceased. I would have to draw Painter this turn and deploy it. And then I don't even think I survived that. Nope. Not with the hasty Rabblemaster. I need to draw Fury, and I didn't. Okay. I gave them just enough information to sideboard correctly, and then died. Perfect. Okay, Furies are coming in. Cast Into the Fire deals 1 to each of 2 target creatures. If this was worded like fire, like a fire ice, and I could deal 2 to the same creature, then I would consider it, but I don't think it's actually good here. Fury's great, Ensnaring Bridge is great, the Plows are great, Soul Guide Lantern doesn't do anything. Pyroblast, pretty bad, though Banner Servant is kind of the name of the game anyway. Mindbreak Trap is good against certain Mind Goblin starts, but even if they just go like Mind Goblin into Muxus, that's only 2 spells. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think the goal is stabilize and then combo against this deck. 4th WELDER-LINGAS is kind of a later game play, and I'm against a deck full of haste creatures. I might not even want to introduce that. Definitely want all my Furies, and I think this is as good as this gets. I can make cards bigger in the deck build screen. There was a little juice left on that one. Okay, this hand has a turn 2 Ensnaring Bridge, but may or may not actually be able to empty its hand fast enough to take advantage of that. And then it has a Fury, but no red card. God, I wish just like one of these lands at random was just like, I don't know, Grindstone, some irrelevant card that I could just like put into play and get my hand lower. I think I have to mulligan this, even though it contains my 2 most important cards in the matchup. Maybe not. Nope, keeping. I'm in. And I'm going to play my Arid Mesa and pass. I do have white cards I can draw to. The Swords to Plowshares are good in this matchup. You have Mountain Go again. Get a Plateau. Swords to Plowshares? Some permanent I can put into play? Alright, I'll take a permanent I can put into play. Bloodstained Mire, Mox Opal, and pass. And if they fart around too long, I can just cast this Fury. That's a big deal. Maybe I was supposed to play Ensnaring Bridge this turn. I'd still have 4 cards in hand. I guess that stops... No, it doesn't stop Muxus from attacking. It's a 4/4 on combat. I don't know. Let's just see how bad this gets. Ringleader. Okay. Revealed Muxus and a bunch of things that they can't keep. The Ringleader is getting in. And I'm going to fetch my other Plateau here. Alright, deck. Don't draw a land. Draw 1 drop. 1 drop or red card. Ugh. Well, that sucks. I'll still play it and be pretty happy that the card exists, but yeah, just drawing a land when the name of the game was get your hand empty the whole time. Now I have to pass with 4 cards in hand. I can cast Fury next turn, but it might be too late because I know they have Muxus in their hand. They have a Cavern of Souls, and if they have a Spirit Guide or Skirk Prospector, they can get up to Muxus here. If they can't get up to Muxus, I have a chance. Mind Goblin, most hits there. Oh, alright. Broadside Bombardiers. It's a bunch of damage. Here it comes. This is 4 in combat, then they can do another 6 if they choose to. They did, in fact, choose to. Reasonable decision, I dare say. Oh, that's actually kind of sick. Okay, what does this do? I can, if I play Ancient Tomb, activate Urza Saga, then Mox Opal's on, but then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, and I can't Fury. I can't Simian Spirit Guide to cast the Fury, save myself the 2 life off Ancient Tomb. I could just make a construct, pitch cast Simian Spirit Guide to Fury, but I'm pretty sure I want Fury in play. Yeah, I'm just going to cast Fury here using the Spirit Guide as mana. I'm still dead to another Broadside Bombardier. 2 power creatures can attack, which includes this jerk. I would feel mostly comfortable with 1 card in my hand. This is the important turn. If they just have a mana source to cast Muxus and then have some haste creatures, they probably win. If they miss on the mana or like don't have a haste creature, it might be okay. They do have the mana. At minimum, Muxus can happen this turn. Okay, please whiff. Don't hit a Broadside Bombardier off the Muxus trigger. Moment of truth. Namesticker Goblin, Ringleader. Okay, they have zillions of mana and they're about to reload their goblins as well. 8 mana in the pool, and Ringleader hits another Namesticker Goblin and a War Chief. War Chief gives haste to the squad, and I'm dead. Okay. 1 card short of locking this out with Ensnaring Bridge, which I knew was a weakness of the hand when I kept it, but also just drawing any spell I could cast other than 2 lands over the course of the game would have done what I needed it to there. I don't know, maybe Mulling's still better. I'm not without interaction. There's 4 Furies, 4 Plows. Maybe it was just a bad keep. On to the next round. If you're looking to run a CEDH or 1v1 tournament, Eminence Gaming has your back with Command Tower. With Command Tower's intuitive tournament manager dashboard, you can handle decklist submission and player management with just a few clicks. Players just need to scan the event's QR code for access to the full tournament bracket, including seamless pairings and real-time standing updates. Take the guesswork out of tournament organizing. Try Command Tower for your next event. I'm on the draw in round 3. I cannot keep this hand that doesn't do anything. Okay, a Pyroblast, a Saga, and a Painter. Is this enough to keep a hand on? Let's find out. It's Painter, Grindstone with protection. And we're put to the test immediately versus Delver of Secrets. Mox Opal. Is that card good? Maybe. I'm not going to play it out yet. I don't think Delver has anything that would punish a Mox Opal existing in my hand versus in play. Let's Revealing Ponder. I can save this Pyroblast to try to combo them out with protection, or I could try to take the pressure off with Delver. I am going to play around Daze, whatever I do. I think my plan is going to be Urza's Saga, Pyroblast next turn. They did not shuffle. Oh, there's a Wasteland. That makes my life worse. And now Urza's Saga doesn't even play around Daze. Does that mean I should Pyroblast now and have a better chance of resolving my Painter? I'm going to fire it. I do have the Daze. I'm going to run this Plateau out there to distract them from the Urza's Saga that I actually care about. Just smashing off Wasteland in response to Painter on the stack. Sure. Naming Blue turns on Force of Will. Naming Black could turn off Snuff Out if they are Grixis Delver over there. The things I care about are blue anyway. I think I'm going to name Black. Run out Mox Opal. They get to bash for a bunch. I have this Saga in my hand that will eventually become a Grindstone, given infinite time, which I don't actually have. But so if nothing changes here, I go to 10, Saga goes to 2, I go to 7, Saga pops, you're dead. So I actually have 7 life points to play with here. I even beat a Bolt. I don't beat a Bolt on Painter. I beat a Bolt going face. So I don't actually beat a Bolt, because it would obviously target Painter. They're fetching. If they slam a Murktide, that does actually flip the clock. They do have Black in their deck. Played around Snuff Out like a boss. Did not play around Molten Collapse. Splat. Super dead. Okay. They got me. That would have been a great turn to try to Pyroblast something if I didn't use it so aggressively early on. Actually, I'm now like completely certain that I messed up on this Delver. I thought letting them have Delver, but letting me resolve Painter would have been worth it. But Delver's full of cheap interaction. Why would that ever be worth it? Doesn't make any sense. If I'm just under 0 pressure, I can let this Saga run its course and then I'm winning. Yeah, I messed this game up. Just tried to play like a combo deck when Painter's actually a control deck. It just has a combo in it. And with their mana, they can Orcish Bowmaster my 1/1 right now. Okay, that didn't happen. I drew a Grindstone. Okay, cool. They just had the Bowmaster. They just waited. What if I just passed priority? Then that wouldn't have worked. Was I supposed to pass priority? Deck doesn't have a Shadow Spear in it. Why would it? It's just the card I need. And I am dead here. I take 3, I go to 4. I guess I can block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to play Grindstone this turn if I'm gonna Painter next turn. Fine. I'll play Grindstone. 1, 2, 3, 4. They could attack for 4. I'm dead to Bolt. But if they don't have Bolt or any interaction of any kind and I draw Painter, I can't win. Or that's not even true. Or yes, it is. I can fetch. I have exact. Nope. I would need the Ancient Tomb to do it. Shit. Nope, I'm dead. If they hold back with Bowmaster, like if they don't just push max damage here, I can still win. Okay. They've given me drawing Painter as an out here. Painter off the top. Painter? Nope. Okay, we're dead. I guess I can try to draw a card with Soul Guide Lantern. It can't actually get there because then I don't have enough mana. Okay. Nope, we're dead. All right, yeah, I jacked that game right up. Trinisphere seems good here. I like Fury. Do you bring in Pithing Needle for Wasteland? I don't think so. It is a powerful tool in the matchup, but I don't know. I think 4th WELDER-LINGAS can go out, and I just become the control deck. They do care about their graveyard a little bit. They do care about creatures. Simian Spirit Guide can randomly blow out a Daze. Maybe Trinisphere. No, it's really good if I can slow them down to 1 spell a turn, even if it doesn't hard lock them out. They're going to have meltdowns post-board. That's reasonable and beatable. JK. Yeah, I wonder if I'm not supposed to have all 4 Furies or I'm not supposed to have Trinisphere. The rest of the core of the deck looks like it belongs here. I'll just bring in 1 Fury. Okay, I'll keep this. Bunch of redundancy against Lightning Bolt here. Get to do some basic lands, at least for 1 turn. I get to get set up a little bit on basic lands. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Urza Saga. I'm going to play Painter. With this Welder in play, I can just be aggressive about stuff. I'm going to name black again, just in case of Snuff Out. Brainstorm with a DRC trigger above it. Mill to Murktide. And if they don't Wasteland here, I actually feel really good about the game. Not a Wasteland. Okay, good news, everybody. 3 card types in the graveyard. Lightning Bolt does not provide one on its own. They did not reach Delirium, and they didn't Wasteland me. That's fine. That Painter still kills you. Turn after next. Anyway, I'm going to plateau Fable here. The plateau plays around Meltdown at least. If a Daze for that, that's fine. That's not my win condition. Attack for 1 and hope they don't have Wasteland again. Second Lightning Bolt actually does stabilize. I could have played the other Welder to insulate against that. Good chance I'm just bad at playing Painter. I don't have many reps with these archetypes in relative to other things. There's Delver. Still not Delirious, mercifully. Pyroblast, I love that for me. I'm just going to float, get Grindstone, play Great Furnace, and Fable. And I think I have to put them in check with the Welder, even though it plays into Daze. Disgusting. Every time. Am I just supposed to play Fable Welder first there? Okay. Now I have to draw Painter. A good chance I have played poorly this entire match. Okay, Delver flipped Revealing Force of Will, which I do have covered. DRC still not allowed to fight, too small. Murktide, I can try to clear that. Can I just draw a Painter? Nope. I'm gonna discard the mountain I just drew. Engineer rules. Okay. Engineer, Entomb, there's already a dead Painter. Entomb, Ensnaring Bridge, I guess. And now I can attack. Oh, I know they have Force. If they have Daze, like I'm done casting spells this turn as long as I'm not dead. Or this game, as long as I'm not dead. I'm going to attack with the Goblin. That does at least play around Daze, and then Pyroblast the Murktide. Having more artifacts for next turn is going to be important. Okay, if Goblin Engineer survives the turn cycle, we're back in business. Meltdown for 1 also jacks me up real bad. Yep, there's that. Okay. So now I have to draw an artifact to get the party started again. Or, no, I have Goblin Shaman that can make an artifact. Alright, well, the party is slowly starting back up. Is DRC mercifully still a 1-1 somehow after all this? Okay, Goblin Shaman attack. And we once again have them dead on board. Somehow. It continues to work. I could just flip into Ensnaring Bridge here and start playing the control game. If I do that, though, it's going to be really hard to get another artifact. Okay, let's see what they do here. They just got Delirium. I'm at 6. I'm currently winning the race. I could go to 6. I feel like losing to Lightning Bolt is just too free for them, and I want to just lock it down here. I'm going to fetch my other plateau. Let's make sure I have white if I ever need it. Saga, let's go. All right. We're starting to grind back in here. In the end step, I can copy Goblin Engineer, Entomb something, Petty Theft targeting, Ensnaring Bridge. This doesn't actually work because I have 2 Goblin Engineers. This is awesome. Okay. Copy Goblin Engineer, who will entomb, I think it's Dragon Engine. And then I can use this Engineer to turn I don't want 3 cards in my hand, is the problem with Dragon Engine right now. I can get Great Furnace. Oh, they scooped it. They figured out what I was up to. There's some way to dance around to a win here eventually, and they don't want to see any more of it. Cool. Feels like 4 Fury is just correct, and maybe Drinisphere was too hopeful for the matchup. So if I ever accelerate this thing out, there's not much they could do. Here we are back to the spot, the same spot I was last time. There are already 8 spot removal spells in the deck, plus the Ensnaring Bridge. Alright, sorry Fury. I just don't think it's you. We're back to the same plan after reconsidering. A Swords to Plowshares and a turn 2 Drinisphere. I'm going to keep. First time looking at Swords to Plowshares in this league. A bauble. They looked at their own card, and they like it. They're drawing that card. Drawing for turn. A lot of powerful stuff's going to start happening on turn 2. Dragon's Rage Channeler. And here we are again. Just shoving spells into Daze because I think my other spell's better. Might be wrong, might be right. I think this hand is better than when I tried to do this game 1, though. Because the Fury can mop up afterwards. And I think 3-ball is the better tester. Because this is like, you have it or you don't kind of play, where Fable, maybe they have other ways to work around it. However, if this resolves and they wasteland my Ancient Tomb, I'm sitting in the trash can for a little while they figure out how to beat me. Okay, not a wasteland. A Fable on the stack now. It would cost them 3 mana and a card and a life to Force of Will this. Hydroblast works 1 for 1. Hydroblast 1 for 1. Okay, sure. That's alright, I have more of those. That's also what they were representing last turn when the 3-ball resolved. And they did find a wasteland. Now I need to draw a mana source before I can cast any spells. Old Trinisphere gaming here. 3 mana Ponder, though, is what I want to see. This is why I put this card in the deck. Come on, land. Well, shit. And the next wasteland time walks me for at least 2 draw steps. That's not a wasteland. It might be a Murktide Regent, though. It's just a Delver. Okay. Come on, deck. If I can get this Fable into play, I'll feel so much better about everything. Oh no. Betrayed by my own sideboard tech. This started so strong. Delver flipped, revealing Lightning Bolt, which they shuffled away because it's not a wasteland. Cycling Lorien revealed that doesn't get wastelands. Gets Underground Sea, which they played. They're 1 mana away from double spelling when I can't even cast 1 spell. Come on. Driven to madness. I should not have brought in this Drinisphere. Like, I could have 3 Goblin Engineers and a Welder in play right now, and Fury, their Insectile Aberration. Who cares about locking them out? It's great. This Ensnaring Bridge is and Middle Finger, because I'm just going to have 7 cards in my hand for the whole game. Yeah, I'm just dead. Alright. I get it, deck. I wasn't supposed to bring this in. You've made your point, Magic Gods. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play in round 4 with a hand that I do not have the heart to keep. Non-blue gamers, how do you do this? Do you just math it out and say, I'll be fine? Or do you just mulligan? I'm going to mulligan. I will keep this hand and put 1 of the Ancient Tombs to the bottom, I think. This was dangerously close to it. Oh, it is a turn 1 Fable. If I use the pedal, just send it. Alright, fine. I'll do that. My opponent will be pretty happy that this is Fable the Mirror Breaker and not Blood Moon or Goblin Rabblemaster, but I still hope it was good. And because my hand is otherwise Thoughtseize proof, I am going to run out the Mox Opal. Now they just storm me out or whatever. Ooh, Ancient Tomb passed from the opponent. What does that mean? Ooh, I know what that means. More goblins. But I discard the mountain, keep the saga, and the additional Fable. Ended up with a mountain anyway. Attack. And I think getting this Saga cranking is worth it over keeping a treasure in play. I could just play the mountain here, but instead, more. The Refabling. And Goblin Shaman attacks will turn on Mox Opal next turn. As long as I don't get dumpstered over the top somehow, this is a pretty insane start. Oh good, they're show and tell. We're dead. Chrome Mox. Exiling. Oh no, what is this? It's Transmute Artifact. Oh, they're Jewel Shops. Or Jewel, not Shops, because that card's not legal in this format, but Jewel PO. Okay, we might be in trouble if I can't get a win together pretty quickly. I'm gonna loot away the mountain. I'm gonna keep the Goblin. Another Fable. Saga ticks up. Fable flips. I get to attack for my turn. It doesn't deal any damage, but I get the treasures. And good chance I just lose next turn, actually. I can Engineer plus Fable here. Yeah, I don't think I'm winning this game by anything other than milling them out. If I Entomb the Painter, the Saga will get the Grindstone, and I have them in check, but I feel like I'm also in check. I have no cards in my hand. No onboard tricks I can make. This is simply, does your goldfish beat my goldfish? Ring draws 2. They got 8 cards in hand. Show me the fireworks. Transmute Artifact. They have enough mana to get a Jewel going. Grim Monolith. 5 in the pool. Paradox Engine. Cool, we've lost. I was so excited. We were having fun. And then my opponent went and did this shit instead. And now they can float 4 mana and draw increasing numbers of cards every time they cast a spell. Floating more mana than that. Yep, don't care anymore, you win. Alright, they strung it together the turn before I was able to do anything. Not surprised, because they're just a faster combo deck than me. Trinisphere, Casting the Fire, Mindbreak Trap all look good. Swords of Plowshares looks awful. Pyroblast looks pretty good. Fury does not seem that important. Oh, Ensnaring Bridge is worse than Fury. Fury's at least red and can attack and block. Magus of the Moon. I don't think I want to do that. Pithing Needle for sure. I do think 4th Aerolingus is probably better than Fury. And in we go. A Pyroblast and a combo in my hand I'm keeping. I think I have a turn to develop Welder before I have to hold up Pyroblast. But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I just die here. Usually the blue cards come later, though. There's a bunch of non-blue development, and then something like Transmute Artifact or Paradoxical Outcome happens. And if they develop enough mana to start casting blue spells this turn, I was not winning anyway. Hawking Ballista. Okay. Pew. That's dead. Okay. Lotus Petal. Yeah, Welder does do weird stuff to my opponent's deck. I'm going to name blue, because then I can start Pyroblasting 1-rings and stuff. On the stack, not in play, of course. They are indestructible. 4 mana, though, is the magic number to cast a 1-ring. They figured it out. They found the line. That resolves. I would love to draw Ancient Tomb. Mox Opal. Ancient Tomb. Mountain. Okay, Mountain's not bad. Mountain at least lets me put Grindstone into play and hold up double Pyroblast. I do wonder if I'm supposed to blast this Ancient Tomb or try to stuff the payouts. I'm going to try to stuff the payouts. I can hit 2 of them. They got 7 cards in their hand, currently 3 mana to work with. Pretty easy to make it 1 more. Plus a land drop. Anything could happen. This is the first time we've seen Painter turn on the Pyroblast, though, the classic interaction of Painter-Servant strategies. Manifold Key resolves. This can untap the 1-ring, but if they use 2 mana to draw 3 cards here, I think I'm okay with that. Because mana's their gate right now, not necessarily cards. They have to get through 2 Pyroblasts with 2 mana here, and a land drop to still give. There's the land drop, just a regular old island, 3 mana to work with for the turn. The deck's full of mana acceleration. If they play Grim Monolith here, I have to decide if I'm fighting over that or whatever comes out of the Monolith. Basalt Monolith. This thing is... They've used all their mana to put this thing into play. I'm going to try to clip it. They would have to force twice here and then also go off after all of that. Okay, yeah, alright. Just had to find the pinch point there. Okay, we've taken turns teeing off on each other. I'm going to submit my deck. and go back in and try to win one on the draw. Mindbreak Trap, Goblin Welder, only one land. There is a Lotus Petal in the mix. I think I can keep this on the strength of Welder being crazy in the matchup. This hand needs mana, though. Like, for real, for real. It's one spell. I hope they try to shove a turn 1 ring here. 2 spells. Disappointing. Oh, is Pyroblast better than Welder? Oh, I don't have to choose because I have Lotus Petal. Sweet. Plateau, Welder. And they're going to have to do something because Welder can just turn their 1 ring into Lotus Petal if they don't respect this guy. Ancient Tomb casts Coveted Jewel, though. But they do have to win through Mindbreak Trap Pyroblast if they commit a Jewel, because Goblin Welder can just attack and then I have a Jewel. 1 ring resolves. Not a thing I can do about it. Drawing for the ring. If they Hydroblast, I'm going to Pyroblast it. Dismember, and they've cast only 2 spells this turn. Disappointing. Okay, that sucks for me. I have been defeated at every turn. Engineer, put a painter in my graveyard. I can't just Fourth Aer-Lingus and clap them here because they have protection from everything. I'm not even sure that's better than Goblin Engineer, even if it was available. But I'm saying it's not even available. If I draw Ancient Tomb, I can present a win next turn. So I can play and activate Grindstone, and in response to its ability, weld it into Painter Servant. It's completely unprotected, but I do have outs to just present a win, which is exciting. Okay, they passed. They just activated the ring, made their land drop, and passed. I think I play Grindstone and Welder here, and pass the turn, give them 1 turn to beat Pyroblast plus Mindbreak Trap before I present a win next turn. Though, with a ring on 3, looking at 9 cards here, good chance they can outmuscle what I'm showing them. I'd also still need to draw mana sources if I have to use my Lotus Petal this turn. I actually need a mana source anyway. Wait, no I don't, because I have Welder. Never mind. Welder is much more efficient than Engineer. Opal, 1 spell. Transmute Artifact, that's 2 spells. I have to Pyroblast this, right? If they fight over this, that's 3 spells. Is the game better for me if there's a Jewel in play? That might even be a real thing. Okay, Pyroblast worked. Though I am now down a mana on activating Grindstone, I need to draw a mana source to actually get going here. I can turn their ring into Lotus Petal, though, which is pretty nice. Okay, mana source for the win? Nope. Things I can do include turn their 1 ring into a Lotus Petal and attack with Fourth Aer-Lingus. Like, if I just go red-white, Lingus for 0, hit with Goblin Engineer, like, that's something. That gives me the Monarch. And, okay, I have the Monarch now. And then Welder's going to turn your 1 ring into a Lotus Petal. And suddenly I'm a control deck. There's the land to present a win next turn. I need Mindbreak Trap to survive me this turn cycle. City of Traders, 6 mana in the pool. Is it Jewel time? Oh yeah, there's 1 spell. Here comes a Phyrexian Metamorph. That's 2 spells. This is going to be another Jewel. This is how this deck works. If you don't play Vintage, I can interact with the next spell, but they do have 11 cards in their hand. The next step is probably Paradoxical Outcome to try to pick up all these things and do it again. But they've made their land drop already. They would need multiple Grim Monoliths in hand to do it again. And we'd see those come down before the PO. A floating mana with Coveted Jewel, playing Chrome Mox. At this point, a mana object is not my squeeze point. I have to try to clip whatever the payoff is this turn. And they can't just hide behind a 1 ring for a turn because I can Grindstone at instant speed on their next turn, and Coveted Jewel reads when a creature is attacked and unblocked. It doesn't read if it deals damage. If they don't win this turn, I could just poke them and take their jewels. Transmute Artifact. Okay, I've probably lost here. But I am going to fire and hope this somehow holds up, which seems unlikely against this 8-card hand. They just Force of Will and then keep going. Oh no, it worked. But they probably just have 2 of these, right? Okay, yep, now they can transmute Jewel into another Jewel, unless there's something more messed up for them to get. A Jewel it is. Lotus Petal, 5 in the pool. Mightstone and Weakstone, sick. This can kill my Welder. Alright, I mean, they're no longer in check unless I draw an Ancient Tomb, or Lotus Petal, or Spirit Guide. But they do appear to be passing the turn. And I get to attack into 2 jewels. That might be the sweet reward anyway. Oh, bummer! I wanted to attack and take 2 jewels. That sucks. Did they play an Emrakul or anything? Graveyard Hate? Graveyard Hate would blow me out. I'm trying to determine if I just send it here on the attack on the combo, or do I attack, draw 6 cards, have 6 mana, and do more stuff. Okay, they can't Dismember here. They could Surgical Extraction here. I think I just have to try to combo here, even though it's boring. Okay, Grindstone, target you, holding priority. Then in response, pitch Spirit Guide. Turn Grindstone into Painter Servant. I'm gonna name Red. How'd we do? Did I blow it, or did I do it? Okay, I mean, their deck is in the graveyard. I am disappointed that I didn't get to attack and take 3 jewels. They would need some sort of anti-painter tech here. Okay, I'm a little bummed I drew the Spirit Guide, because I wanted to have some fireworks here, but we did win the game, so count it. Oh, this Grim Monolith is so pretty when it's red. I love Magic Online. I say this every time Painter paints anything that I haven't seen before, but this looks awesome. On to the final round. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play in the final round. Positive record on the line. I am going to keep my hand. I can Urza Saga, Grindstone, or Urza Saga Soul Guide Lantern with Pyroblast backup. Yeah, I'm gonna Saga, Petal, Soul Guide Lantern, and leave the Pyroblast up. Opponent mulled to 6. Maybe they just had a bad hand, maybe they're Reanimator, but I'm putting the Graveyard Hate on the stack to start the game. I think this is the line that eliminates the most potential cheese. A swamp. Okay. Are we in the Matrix on this Soul Guide Lantern? Thoughtseize. Okay. Do you care about Pyroblast or Grindstone? If it is a Reanimator, they're going to take Grindstone. Yep. Which is fine, because Urza Saga can just get the other one. Ooh, Fable. That card's really heckin' good. Is it better than Urza Saga, though? And I still get to do the back end of the Saga thing. And then do I want to play Ancient Tomb, spend Lotus Petal, leave Saga up? Or do I want to play Arid Mesa? Either way, I lose Petal. It's just, would I rather discard Arid Mesa or Ancient Tomb to loot next turn? I think I'd rather have Ancient Tomb around. Yeah, I'm just going to play the Fable. We're in there. Yeah, if they were on some strat that's like Dothy Voidwalker Beatdown or whatever, I would rather do this than settle into a Saga thing. They've got a Verdant Catacombs, and a Badlands, and a Faithless Looting. Yeah, sometimes you just see the future and you're like, my opponent's on Reanimator. You see things before they happen. It's a Jedi trait. And on my turn, I've drawn Plateau. I'm going to loot before I do Saga stuff. Discard Pyroblast and Arid Mesa, because now I have Plateau. I can just have that without spending life. Do I think a construct matters here? Or I could just get the second Fable going. I think I'd rather get the second Fable going. I can't do both, can I? No, I only have 2 mana. What is this tutor for? Grindstone? Mox Opal. I can do... Can I do both? Hold on, hold up. I think I can do both. Get the Mox Opal, play Plateau, attack for 2, and then play another Fable. I'm mostly trying to hide behind this Soul Guide Lantern until I have 20 damage. And this Construct token, glad I remembered the Mox Opal, because that takes multiple turns off the clock. They have to have some sort of main deck juke, some sort of main deck anti-graveyard hate, or present 2 monsters in the same turn. That's what they have to do to get ahead of what I've got going on here. They are griefing me, they're going to see the mountain in my hand. The grief pitched another grief. 2 cards left. It's looking pretty dire over there for them. They can exhume a grief. I don't even care. Like, I'm not going to spend a removal spell on that. Forget it. Or my Soul Guide spell on that. Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to discard both of these cards. I don't want Ensnaring Bridge because I'm the one doing the attacking. And then I get a big attack here. Happy to trade a Goblin Gem in, and the attack makes the construct 2 points bigger. They have one card in their hand, still facing down Graveyard Hate. Next turn, I can start copying constructs. I can also just play... Oh, they didn't block. Interesting. Goblin Engineer. Put Painter in the graveyard. And play Goblin Welder. I'm also presenting the combo win next turn, on top of everything else I was already doing. Okay, go. They'd need like a show and tell juke, and I'm not even sure what monster they could show me off of a show and tell that would beat me here. Nice, we did it. Surgical Extraction, Fairy, and Macabre seem like they are obviously for this matchup. Fury seems really slow and actually risky, because if they discard Reanimate a Fury, they could kill a bunch of Goblin Welders and then beat me up. Mindbreak Trap frequently misses against this deck. Trinisphere has some text. This is my hierarchy, like obviously these, probably this, maybe these. Swords to Plowshares does solve problems once like if something does trickle through the cracks, you can get it. But I don't really want to be fighting creatures in play, and I have Ensnaring Bridge to do that. The fourth Aer-Lingus, Pyroblast doesn't have any natural targets, but if I have Painter out, it is the way I lock up a game that I'm ahead in. I think we're going to go lower on those. And once again, fourth Aer-Lingus, though, if I am in a spot where I have Macabre something and we're all just staring at each other, fourth Aer-Lingus is nuts. Them reanimating my Dragon Engine, a little bit of a liability, but I'm still going to leave it in the deck. Maybe I just have room for one Mindbreak Trap, plus all the more obvious stuff. But I'd rather have Plow or Needle than Mindbreak Trap. Needle, Grizzlebrand. I guess Plow, if they go for Archon, is well enough. Okay, let's do it. This hand does not do anything. Mulligan. Okay, I have a Surgical and a turn 2 Fable. I'm going to bottom Dragon Engine because I don't want them to Entomb Reanimate that. Or discard Reanimate that. Battle. 1 spell. 2 spells. Well, Mindbreak Trap would have had targets. Entomb. Oh, if they just send it, I got him. Atraxa. What could go wrong against this non-blue deck? Ka-chow! Alright, they have Show and Tell, Entomb, Magus of the Moon in their hand. Their deck has 2 Serenities. Otherwise, 2 Serenity, 2 Voidwalker that I might care about. But okay, that was a big turn 1 that didn't go how you wanted. Basically, the best case scenario for me is that they just send it into a Surgical. And they packed it up. Okay, cool. A positive record with Boros Painter. The Delver match that I lost, I think I misplayed game 1, just forgot my role, tried to play like a combo deck when I'm actually supposed to be a control deck with a combo finish. I mean, this deck is so sick, though. Just layers on layers of cool things you can do. Painter is kind of a fast combo, and you have a bunch of ways to put it together. Goblin Welder and Engineer are engines, Fable's an engine, Saga's an engine, fourth Aer-Lingus and Fury are win conditions. Just every card in this deck presents kind of a different problem, and they all win the game. Very powerful deck. I don't know if it really jives with me, personally. I miss Ponder so bad when I play decks like this, but when you have like Welder into Engineer, you don't miss Ponder so much. Fable the Mirror Breaker makes Ponder look like an idiot, though. I mean, a 3-mana spell should be more powerful than a 1-mana spell, but I do enjoy Fable the Mirror Breaker gaming quite a lot. I can see the appeal. Deck's very strong, and I think all the white makes a lot more sense than black, at least for the present-day metagame. That was a great innovation, much to my disappointment as a control wizard. But this deck is out there. Know how to play it, know how to play against it. Like we just saw, it could go wrong 1,000 ways, because they're always working on some secret plan underneath the plan that you could see, and they could get you one way or another. C-Mac, thank you for asking me to play Boros Painter. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.